He's on the phone. Sugar, he got me through there, though. 9, 10, 11. He made me get him out of there for sure.
All right, everyone. Mike. Hello, hello. Check, check. 1, 2, 1. Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
Anyway, God bless you. I'll see you soon, Mama.
All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging around for our post-fight press conference here. We're going to do a couple questions and then open it up to the media. I think we have a couple people working microphones there, so you guys are able to ask some questions. I see you back there, okay? It's hard for me to see, but just start talking when the time comes. But Frank, I'll start with you. Do you have your mic, or he's sitting right here behind you, maybe? Oh, yes. Hold on, we'll get one more. I think we have one more. Yes, you can absolutely share mine, not a problem. Frank, I know you're just still trying to catch your breath from what we just saw. How would you summarize what we witnessed tonight?
Boxing history. For me, it's one of the. It's the best live heavyweight fight I've seen. It was just amazing. 2 warriors in there who gave everything, and it was just so absorbing. My only regret is the Brits weren't here as well. Could you imagine what the atmosphere was marvellous. With the Brits here, it would have been even more special. But what a man he is. He is the standout heavyweight Tyson Fury of his generation, bar none.
Have you ever seen him perform better than what you saw tonight?
I have seen him perform better. I've seen him box better. But I'll tell you something. The heart. His heart and the bravery is just amazing. He's an amazing person, an amazing athlete. And boxing should be proud of him and proud of what he did tonight. And also Deontay Wilder. It took 2 guys to make this fight tonight.
Indeed it did. And Bob, you and I were chatting just a few moments ago, and I asked you, Bob, if you'd in all of your years in promoting boxing, if you've ever seen anything like this, or what fight maybe did this remind you of? And what did you tell me?
Christina, first I want to apologize to all the fans who spent their money to see such a boring fight. Listen, I've been in this business 57 years promoting fights, and I truly have to say I have never seen a heavyweight fight as magnificent as this. And I am so proud of the man on my right. He showed heart, ability. He is truly a fighting man.
What
kind
of?
Bob.
Go ahead, yeah.
Compliments.
I mean,
Really appreciate it.
sure, respond to that. I mean, this man who has been and seen it all, promoted the likes of Muhammad Ali, just giving you those compliments.
I'm absolutely humbled by Bob's words. Not a chance to look at the fight yet, but I anticipate it was a good fight. We were both down a few times, and it was edge of the seat stuff, Bob. Could have swung either way. But, when it comes down to it, when I have to pull the chips out every time, I've delivered 33 times in a row, and I never let anyone down. I always give it me all, 100% tonight. I came into this fight tonight thinking, you can only do your best in life, and whatever's meant to be, whatever's destined, written in the stars for you will be. And that's it. I trained hard, I dedicated my life, and I got the victory tonight. And I just want to say thank you to God, and thank you to all my team and all that. And it was a great time. But I've been home for 2 weeks out the last 6 months. I just had a little daughter born. I didn't have the best preparations in camp, but I don't make excuses. I came here, I was fit as a fiddle, and I was strong as an ox. So it was what it was. But now I'm going to go home and regroup and spend some well-earned time with my kids and my wife. And that's that. But without this man sat next to me here, this Sugar Hill, the big dog, I wouldn't have knocked him out tonight. It was like to me, in 9, 10, and 11, he was like, get this beep out of here. Stop messing around. He was like, the big dog gets him out late. And he pushed me to knock him out. He really did.
I was going to say, just now before Tyson said it, Sugar Hill, what a trainer.
I mean, tremendous job tonight, Sugar.
It's the genes. Sugar Hill has the right genes. Emmanuel Stewart, my dear friend, the late Emmanuel Stewart, the greatest trainer, now his nephew. I mean, you really learn from Emmanuel.
Sugar, how would you describe what we witnessed tonight?
Say that one more time.
I know the echo makes it hard to hear. I know. How would you describe what we witnessed tonight?
I describe this fight that just happened as probably, for me, like one of the most exciting fights in history, especially in the heavyweight division. And you have the two biggest men in boxing go at it like that, put each other down, give it everything they got. And I have to, give all the credit to Deontay Wilder and his team, Malik Scott for stepping in and pushing him to where he was able, pushing him to what he was able to do today. And he showed a lot of heart, a lot of change, and I give it up to them for that. And on the other hand, big dog Tyson Fury got off the porch, got out there, got the job done. And that's what really matters. It's all about winning. And of course, I like knockouts. I get that from my uncle Emmanuel. That's everything that he taught me. I've been living with him like about 35 years of my life. So I learned as much as I could with him, and he's like a father to me, so I watched everything. And I'm thankful for having to learn from him. Also being a gentleman and being professional too. I got a lot of that from him. And it allows me to make new friends out here and to be able to push Tyson and to be able to make things exciting, just for boxing. With this fight that just happened, boxing is big and boxing is back. The heavyweight division is flourishing. Big time boxing, knockout time. Tyson Fury, big dog, Gypsy King. How about that, Shane?
Tyson, round 4, what was going through your mind after those 2 knockdowns?
Not a great deal. You go swimming and you're going to get wet. You mess with fire long enough, you'll get burned. I've had 3 fights with the biggest puncher in the history of my sport, in my division. And he caught me, he caught me twice in the 4th round. But I was never thinking, oh, this is over. I was thinking, okay, good shot, but I will get you back in a minute. And I did. I was very conscious. Saw the ref go 3, 4, and I was always there, He shook me, he put me down, and that's boxing. And it's life as well. It's not about how many times you get put down or how many times you lose or win. It's about how you can come back and keep getting back up and keep moving forward. Like Rocky said, you've got to keep moving forward and in a positive manner and keep fighting. Not just in a boxing fight, but in life in general, because nothing's ever going to be easy. If you want something that's very hard to get, you've got to sacrifice and dedicate and keep pushing no matter what. And never let anybody tell you can't. Because tonight, again, time and time again, I show that it's very possible to achieve anything you ever want as long as you believe it in here.
Amen. And I know it's getting late, and I know you guys have a ton of questions over there, so we can turn it over now to the media. Everyone up here is available for questions. I see you back there.
Kevin Iole from Yahoo Sports. This is for Tyson. Congratulations, Tyson.
Thank you.
I wonder where you look at your place in boxing history and heavyweight history as a 6'9", 277-pound guy. I can't imagine there's too many heavyweights in the history of the sport that would be able to deal with you. How do you see your place when you look at the whole history of boxing?
I've always been one of these people who always says, I can never fight people from the past, so I'd never disrespect anybody. I can only beat whoever's in my era, and I've done that all my life. I don't like competing with other fighters from the past because it's fantasy and it's not reality. And I wouldn't like to disrespect any of the former champions, a long, long line of champions in the heavyweight, even from when heavyweights were 185 pounds, right till today. I'd never disrespect any of them, and I respect the sport wholeheartedly. And let's just say I'm the lineal champion of my era, and I can only be the best of my day, and I've done that. I'm the best fighter in my era. I'm the generation fighter. I actually feel sorry for all these guys who's had to fight me, because I'm got in the dressing room at home. I'm not nervous. It's a boxing fight to me. I feel sorry for them because they're fighting the fighter of the generation. That's for sure.
And, Tyson, you followed the sport for a long time, so if you don't want to put your place in history, who are the heavyweights that you love the most and that you look at that you feel like stood above other guys?
There's a long, long line of them, and they go right back to John L. Sullivan, Jack Dempsey, Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Ken Norton, Joe Frazier, all these guys, the Klitschko brothers. There's been so many great champions. Even the guys from today like Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk and myself and everybody else, they're all good champions. But without sounding too sharp and clever, I place myself right on top of the pile. I believe that I could beat anyone in the history. Any man born, I believe I've got a really good chance in beating him. There was always a way of beating Tyson Fury, and I've always said it very, very clearly. Just got to knock me spark out, and if you can't do that, I'll win, and that's it. But like I say, I can only be the best of my era, and I'm definitely that.
Sean?
Tyson, congrats on winning one of the greatest fights of all time. What would you say were Deontay's effective adjustments and improvements tonight? What did he do better than the first two fights?
What was that again? Can you say that again? Because I didn't hear you.
There's a really bad echo.
Oh,
it's really hard
Tyson,
to hear.
congratulations on winning one of the greatest fights of all time. What would you say were Deontay's effective adjustments and improvements from the first two fights tonight? That made
Yeah, I got it time. Yeah, he improved. He worked on his boxing and stuff. It was a different fight, you know. It was a much different fight from fight 2, and a much different fight from fight 1. He came in real heavy tonight, like 238 pounds, and I believe that helped him. And he was definitely hitting solid. But you know what? I thought that we fought it all out there, and all the allegations that they made towards me, like throughout the build-up of this fight. And we fought like two warriors in there, and I went over to shake his hand and say, well done. And he was like, no, I don't respect you. I was like, how can you say I've cheated when you know in your own heart and your full team knows that you just got beat fair and square? So it's just like, he's just a sore loser in boxing or what, but I'm sure he's not the first one and he won't be the last one. But I've acted like a gentleman throughout my career, and that's all I can do as a man.
Straight back here, Tyson. Dan Raphael from The Ring magazine. You mentioned a few moments ago, you had mentioned Alexander Usyk, and I just wondered, I know the fight just ended, the great fight, but do you have any thoughts or desires in the future to face him for the Undisputed Championship, to get those other belts? I know you're the lineal champion, but he seems like the guy that you might want to fight next, or Joshua if he wins the rematch.
We'll see, you know. I've just earned a well-earned break from everything. Been away from my family for 6 months. In total, been home 2 weeks out of the last 6 months. So before I start thinking about fighting other men, I'm going to bask in this victory, because this tonight was one of my greatest wins. I got off the floor to do it, and you know, I'm the big dog in the division. I believe that probably one of the heaviest heavyweight champions in history tonight, 277 pounds. And you know, I was fit, I was strong in there, and I felt good. So yeah, we'll just see what today brings, and tomorrow as well.
Fair enough. One other question for you, Tyson. Frank mentioned it earlier when he made his opening remarks. I wondered how, it was a great crowd here and a great enthusiasm, but give me your thoughts about not being able to have the British fans that are so raucous and supportive of their fighters in the building to support you.
You know, it was a great atmosphere in here tonight. The fans were amazing, and everybody who bought a ticket in here got the money's worth, definitely. But you know, the British fans couldn't travel, and we saw the support that I had last time in Vegas. Vegas would have been full of Brits. We would sold this arena out 10 times if we'd have been allowed to travel. But you know, this is the pandemic, and worse things have happened at sea, and we'll see what happens next.
Mike Hoppinger, ESPN. Tyson, congrats on an amazing victory, and more importantly, maybe being in a great fight. And I'm wondering, I know you know your history as well as anyone for boxing. Does this mean a little more extra to you to be involved in such an amazing fight that people are going to talk about for years and years?
Yeah, it was a great fight. You know, rarely do we see heavyweight trilogies. I believe the last one was Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield, and those fights didn't disappoint either. They were great fights. Me and Wilder saga is done now, done for good. And it was definitely a historic trilogy for sure. Swung both ways, and both fighters had the opportunity to seize the moment, and it was just that I showed the initiative and dug deeper, and I wanted it more. Because at the end of the day, when it comes down to that sort of fight, it's who's willing to push further. And I wasn't willing to let it go to the scorecards. I was definitely trying for a knockout.
And follow up real quick. You were pushing hard for that knockout. Were you surprised that Wilder didn't go earlier, or that the ref didn't stop it, or the corner?
No, you know, Wilder's a very tough guy, and he's got heart, definitely got heart to keep going. But I think one of the ringside doctors or one of the commission people got in the ring at one stage to check he was okay. I'm not sure what was going on. I thought they might have pulled him out there, but he took a lot of punishment tonight, Deontay Wilder, and that puts a lot of mileage on the clock. So did I. I took a lot of punishment as well. Had some good shots, and I got put over and got back up, and it was just a great fight all in all, you know. Like Sugar said, you got to take your hat off to Wilder's team and him as well. He put up a good fight, and that's what I'm here for. I wasn't here to blow someone over in one round. I travelled the world for so many years to find challenges, and he gave me a real worthy challenge tonight for sure.
Tyson. Gareth Davis from The Telegraph. I just wanted to ask you, could there be any consideration that this could be the end of your career and that you could walk away retired as the top of the era?
I can't really hear you there, Gareth.
Tyson, are you considering, or could you consider retiring even at this point?
Do you know what, Gareth? I'm going to go out and have a couple of drinks and relax. I'm not even thinking about boxing. Like I just said, I'm basking in this glory. Because last time after the fight too, I sort of like just went out, went to bed, and then got up the next day and flew home. And this has been a well-deserved victory tonight, and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not thinking about anything else. And all the way through, people were trying to overlook Deontay Wilder, but not for one moment did I want to say that I'm going to overlook him or look at somebody else. Because if I would have looked past Wilder tonight, he'd have been sat here and not me.
And after a thrilling contest like that, you must be incredibly proud of yourself, as you said, but are you really going to fall into a depression now?
I hope not. I'm going to try my best to keep positive and stay focused on being happy, and I've got a lot to be thankful for in my life. God's given me everything that I've ever asked for, and I've got a lot to be thankful for sure.
Thank you.
Tyson, Keith Idek from BoxingScene.com. I was just wondering what your thoughts are on if you think Deontay Wilder will fight again. He took a lot of punishment tonight and was viciously knocked out.
I've not seen the actual the knockout, but I felt it. You know, I felt like he was getting tired and he was getting fatigued, and I hit him solid with a crunching right hook right in the side of the temple. And shots like that, they end careers. And I just hope that he's okay. You know, he took a lot of punishment tonight with left uppercuts, right hooks, right hands, and it was definitely took some punishment. So we'll see what he can do in the future.
Hi, Tyson. Allie Bailey with Bleacher Report. So about over 80% of the betting public tonight favored Wilder. What do you say to those who doubted you?
They always
doubt. You get your statistics. I mean, Fury was a 3-1 favorite. It went down to 250 to 1. So where did you get that the public? I mean, really, this is serious. FanDuel, the greatest bet app, which is a sponsor of the fight. I mean, you're making up stuff. The public, look, this is Las Vegas. What you're talking about is that Tyson was a big favorite, so the small bettors who come in at the last minute bet the underdog. Right. I've seen 50 to 1 fights where there's more bet on the underdog in the last hour by the public. Believe me, the betting favored Tyson Fury.
Thank you.
Next time they know who to put their money on.
Yeah, like Frank said, next time they know who to put the money on if they want to keep it in the pocket and earn a few quid.
Is that a wrap? Are we done?
And another thing I'd like to address.
Tyson, any closing comments?
Yeah.
You, the lineal champion of the world, still undefeated. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Enjoy some time with your family. Thank you for your class.
Thank you very much. Not bad for a feather duster, eh? Non-puncher. Clean one-punch knockouts. Get up there, my boy.
Sugar, congratulations. Enjoy some time. Bob?
Now is the time. Now is the time. He's been in, it was a hell of a fight. He's put in months preparing for the fight. It all came out great because of his heart and his belief in himself. I think this is the time to say goodnight and let him enjoy it with his friends, with his wife. And let's have a round of applause for the heavyweight champion of the world and the greatest fighter that we've seen in a long, long time.
And we'll
Get
see
up
you
there, my boy.
Yeah, give it up. We'll see you in Atlanta with Nico Ali Walsh on the 23rd. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. I think they want to take a photo.
Good night,
Go ahead and
everybody.
close off here.
It's party time.